How's it going, guys? Shockwolf here, and today we're actually going to be reacting to something that actually just released about like an hour and a half ago. Overwatch released their new origin story and a developer update for their newest character called Kiriko. And she seems really interesting, and I'm just gonna do a little reaction. I actually haven't watched these videos yet. I saw a little bit of the origin story, and then I was just like, you know what? I actually want to do this, and we're just gonna jump right in. And I have, of course, captions on if none of you can really hear it well, and apologies. But let's hear it. So we got some music going from Kiriko's, her little background music.
For generations, my family has served and protected our city
Yeah, she's a Shimada
by
with
following traditional paths.
the Kitsune.
My grandmother devoted herself to the fox spirit, who taught her the ancient way of healing.
Yeah, I actually really like how they actually like mimic like the old like Japanese like art style, and then of course like of course it's like her origin story. It's showing like how she learned how to heal. You can see where just like the Kitsune is just constantly watching over.
Whereas my mother has chosen the path of the blade.
Look, there's little Genji, Hanzo, their father, I would assume. And then there's Kiriko's mother, and we don't know if they're siblings or cousins. I could be wrong. I just know that she's also part of the Shimada family.
Passing down time-honored skills
Her main weapon, which is also the kunai.
through training and discipline.
Yep, Genji getting bonked on the head.
I knew each of them wanted me to follow her path, but I couldn't choose.
So it's saying that she's just torn between being a healer or a defender.
Training quiets my mind and opens me to the fox spirit's guidance. And my bond with her lets me protect the
Showing how she could use her like little spiritual powers where she can do teleportation. Look at that kid's face, like just like their faces, just the surprise of just like, nah, I'm just behind you now. I feel bad for the animal.
those
And you can still
can't-
see the fox spirit just hiding in the background, watching over her.
fight for themselves. They both made me feel whole. And they both felt like home. For generations, my family has served and
Went
protected our
to
city.
new art style, showing her ultimate right here with the I'm blanking on the name of these, the archways. And then you can see the little fox spirit, like, still, of course, being with her. And then, of course, like, you could see the design of just, like, the backgrounds having it.
Following traditional paths. Me? I made my own.
And all these characters back here, they have such interesting designs. And I hope we get to, like, see them again, or they're probably just going to be like, yeah, these are like just designs and then like side characters that we're never ever going to see again. But they all have like really interesting designs. Of course, like she's blue, brown, red, orange, green, and like I don't know if this is an omnic or like this one, she may be an omnic too. Of course, human. But they all have like really nice designs. They may be future characters, possibly. We don't know. I really like how he has like the little samurai design with the armored shoulder pads, and then of course you could see like how like this is her final character design. I guess that was, yep, that's just it for this. But now we're going to go over to the developer update. because they basically showed off more of like her toolkit and then everything that she can do, and then like that's just what it's gonna be, of course, like all the other developer updates for characters.
Hey everyone, my name is Q Fang, and I'm the lead character concept artist on Overwatch 2.
Hi everyone, my name is Kyung-So Min, and I'm an associate narrative designer on Overwatch 2. And today, we are here to talk about Kiriko, the newest support hero joining our roster. Kiriko grew up in Kanezaka, and she was raised by her mother and grandmother.
Kanezaka, which I believe is the exact same place that Genji and Hanzo grew up at. And yeah, it's giving more backstory on with the origin story that we just watched.
Her family has ancestral ties to the Kanezaka shrine, which worships the fox spirit. Her grandmother taught Kiriko the responsibilities of taking care of the shrine, the importance of traditions, rituals, and community. Her mother, on the other hand, is a fierce ninja and believed in taking action, standing up for yourself, and fighting for what's right.
Yeah, exactly what I thought earlier, where it's just like, oh, hey, she's like stuck between like the past and the future and wanting to like take care and like standing up for what's right, exactly what they just said.
We can see in Kiriko that she bridges these two sensibilities together, the traditional and the modern, the fighting and the healing. Kiriko is a strong, bad.
What? Hello? This isn't out yet, so maybe later today they're gonna be releasing it, and then I'll watch that later. But it is showing that there is gonna be a thing. Let's go on to play Overwatch. Is it out yet? No. Okay. So that means that there's gonna be this little cinematic trailer for Kiriko, and clearly it looks like this is her mom, and she's like trying to be like, Mom, I want to do this, like let me go do that, because I don't know how old she's supposed to be,
Badass woman. She will do
but
anything to protect.
she is very, you could really see how like flowy
She will
she
do
is, and
anything
just
to
like you could just tell just from how she's moving the kind of character she's
protect
gonna
her
be.
family and her community, even if
Like
that
how
means
she
has to bend a
talks
few
and
rules.
rules.
She's a trickster, like the fox spirit.
Kiriko grew up alongside Hanzo and Genji.
Yep, exactly right there. Her mother actually trained the Shimadas, so that means that her mom actually trained Genji and Hanzo with her, showing like that they're all working together, and then that means that they all like should have the same knowledge, of course.
Her mother actually trained the Shimadas, and she was especially close to Genji, since they both are kind of on the mischievous kind of side.
Yeah, like he would take her to the arcade in Hanamura, and they're definitely up to no good in and out of the Shimada castle.
So they're just tricksters, where they just like to have fun and they don't want to follow the old ways like Hanzo is, where of course him being the firstborn son, Hanzo basically is just like honor, follow tradition, you have to do it, or like that's it. There's no other path.
Carried on the wind.
Kiriko witnessed the fall of the Shimadas when she was young. The assassination of the Shimada clan head left a power vacuum within the community. A rival clan, the Hashimoto, took advantage of that and took over. They terrorized the community, and Kiriko saw all these injustices firsthand, and they took her father as hostage. To stop them, she joined a ragtag group of young women and men called the Yokai. Coming from all
The yokai. So that's what those other people were, the yokai. Does that mean that we're gonna see them again? They're probably gonna be in the cinematic trailer, most definitely, and be like, oh hey, we need to go save her dad, and that's probably what she's trying to do, and talking to her mom, be like, I need to go save my dad.
walks of life, they fight the Hashimoto and protect community members. They're a small group, but with Kiriko's cunning personality, they show that the youth of Kanezaka should not be underestimated. So Kiriko was developed really with 5v5 in mind. She's high mobility, she's a single target.
Yep, talked about how 5v5 is only it's going to be the new way. There's not going to be 6v6. And so just showing like that she's just going to be based around this, so that they can't like put her in like Overwatch 1 and be like, yeah, she'll do fine, because if they would to do that, she would probably be either too weak or too powerful.
Hybrid healer. She is fast. She can get to your little skirmishes, which happens a lot more often in 5e.
Seems like her ability here, which is like I believe it's like her invincibility one, where she could like throw down and it like cleanses you and it like gives you invincibility. It looks like it's like has like a 15-second cooldown.
Now, so she's super effective.
Yeah, and she's very much like another battle healer. You know, she's in the action, jumps in and out. Not the kind of sit back and heal type of hero.
Shouldn't have put your head there.
Yeah, so she's very Genji, or not Genji, sorry, Mora like. What? I was saying Genji because for some reason, look, just watch this Genji after he dashes.
Shouldn't have put
He
your
just
head
stops. He just stops and just like stands there. Why is he just standing there?
Yeah, I think a lot of experienced players will have fun with her, and I think a lot of DPS players will love her.
there. Underestimated me, ne?
From day one, really, her Fox was
Ooh, we get to see other. Ooh, I really like this one with the like the brown hair, the orange. I really like all these designs. All look amazing. Like this one, like shows that she would have had a staff as a weapon. This one, she would have like a mace. Like almost
there,
all
and the
of
design
like.
felt right. It fit
It seems like they all planned. This one is really nice too. I like the hat a lot. They clearly had an idea of course, exactly what they wanted the fox to be, but they wanted to choose something that would be right for her. Which, of course, this is clearly the one that they went for, but I don't think she actually has this as like a weapon because she only uses the kunai and then the healing talismans. I would love to actually see like some of these skins, especially this one and this one, as like alternative or possibly like one of her legendary skins that you could get in game. It would be really nice because these are all really nice skins.
the character
Maybe this is just her base skin and then like these are her legendary skins that they're going to be adding, but of course we know that you're going to have to either pay for your skins just as how they are, or you're going to earn them via the battle pass.
visually, and the fox was based on the Japanese inari, which is the fox spirit, and it's a guardian protector kind of spirit. In Japanese folklore, foxes are also known to represent cunning and smarts, which matches Kiriko's personality as well.
Now
Yep.
I'm having
Oh, that was an alternative skin. Go back. Let's go back a few frames. That's actually a pretty nice skin. She still has a hat, so this is probably gonna be like an epic skin, just due to how it still like a lot of her character design is very the same, but now she's like wearing a jacket and has a little tank top on, and still like very with her like base design, unless they're going to be adding an option, because I know that they have a where it's like you see like Genji skin right there, where it's like a mythical skin, I believe they called, where you're able to change the skin. I'm wondering if they're going to possibly do that to other characters and not just lock it to mythical skins can be the only skins that you're able to change.
Personality as well.
Now I'm having fun.
Kiriko actually started as an ecology boss unit that was part of the ninja ecology. Her hairband and bandana kind of comes from
Yep. Protection charm, primary attack, primary heal, run idea. So they had an idea that she would have had a sprint instead of, well, her normal shift ability where she goes to allies, which it would be kind of cool if it was kind of like also like she's just very Moria. Like she has like shift ability, but instead she just shifts directly to allies, has a heal attack, and a protection charm. They were going to give her a sprint, kind of like 76 it seemed, and then of course her teleport. And then, of course, we already saw this design.
classic depictions of
And then an idol idea. So where she would just be idle, and then she would just have a little animation where she's just like charging the talismans.
Ninjas in pop culture, and it's got a symbol on the top. It's basically the kanji for kitsune, for fox turned diagonally, which is really cool. The original design had a
Ooh, this is really nice.
giant
Yo.
shuriken with ball bearings in it.
That is a huge shuriken. That is actually really cool, but Genji has this shuriken. But I think that a shuriken that large, you're definitely going to be like a DPS. You ain't no healer if you got something that large that you're going to be able to hit people with. That would just decimate. And then it shows that she has the Kitsune Fox right here. And then I'm wondering what that says. If anyone knows, let me know down in the comments.
Inspired by
But I like how you also see the fox on the shoulder pads. If this could become a legendary skin, but of course you can't have, you know, the giant ass kunai.
fidget spinners at the time.
Or not
But
kunai. Shuriken. This is her kunai, which she does use as her primary weapon. But the shuriken.
but we tried to maintain that as she became a support hero. However, learning from past mistakes, when we tried to force a design and a concept together, we ended up just kind of retooling her.
Yeah, which is her final design, just showing out the model. Which is, the lighting is a bit weird. There's no lighting at all, it seems like, even though you can still see a shadow right here. Let me actually get this here and remove that. Well, if anything, I could just move it. But
To look more like a support hero.
Some of the old, some of the new.
So Kiriko's primary ability is the healing Ofuda. Ofudas are these
I don't know why, but her talisman's right here. Like, hey, why are you going back? Why aren't you going back?
So Kiriko's primary ability is the healing
These things, like, they're jittering. I don't know if that's just like a thing just because the game's not fully out,
Ofudas.
but you can see it like jumping back and forth. Like, it's possibly just like a slight bug. This is clearly going to be like one of her windscreen animations, because you don't just make that and then you don't use it at all. And of course it's involving the fox.
Are these paper talismans believed to be imbued with powers. When you do this ability, you see these Ofuda paper slips firing into, and they home in on allies.
They home in on allies, and it looks like, of course, you have a little square that is just around everybody, that when you're aiming at them, and it doesn't seem like it goes through allies.
They're a little slow, but you can use your ally teleport ability to offset that, or you can
The healing is actually pretty good, because I don't know how many she used right there, but let's see. So, like,
to offset
it looked like there was a slight cut.
to offset that.
Okay, so she throws 2 talismans at a time for each shot, it seems. And for 10 talismans, which I'm wondering if she has to reload or they just recharge. Because, but it seems like, well, 2, 1, 4, 5. So it seems like for 10 talismans, you gain about almost like 130-ish health.
You can use the slowness in your advantage.
Wait,
Or you can use the slowness.
Okay, it just they cut it. It didn't seem like it. Actually, there was a reload. It just jumped straight back to 10.
In your advantage, and you can preemptively shoot them if you foresee that a teammate will need healing.
Her secondary fire
Get this down here.
is she throws out a kunai, and these are actually very fast in contrast to the Ofuda.
They each do about what seems like about 40 damage a shot, which isn't bad. Of course, she's a healer. She shouldn't be like doing DPS, but I believe
there's low overall damage,
yeah.
but it crits for a ton of damage, right? So very, very.
Yeah, look at that look, crit damage 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 things. So almost 125 health, I'd say, since that's about slightly past half. Probably like 115 damage for a headshot, which is pretty good still. But of course, you're not trying to be a DPS. You're just trying to protect yourself.
Very powerful in the hands of an accurate player. And the idea here was to split her abilities thematically, having half of her abilities kind of be supportive with, you know, the healing Ofuda, and the other half is more about the offense and damage with the kunai. And yeah, this honors the kind of narrative elements of her mother and grandmother at the same time.
Also, the first iteration of Genji had the kunai, so
Yep. So yep. Right. What it says right here, they're bringing it back for Kiriko.
the team's really happy that we're bringing it back.
Come on, Shimada.
One of her abilities is the ally teleport. She can teleport directly to an ally.
See,
She can
I'm
even
actually
teleport through
wondering
walls.
what the actual range is gonna be with that teleport, because if you could teleport essentially from spawn to across the map, that will be absolutely broken, especially for competitive, if you just need to get to the point like that.
And the distance is pretty generous, so you can travel across maps pretty far.
Okay, so I'd say in game that's probably like 25 meters. It's
pretty
not super far, but that's a pretty good distance.
quickly. This makes her a great support because she can get to her teammates quickly and just provide the healing power that
Even though it's kind of pointless in using your ability there if she can wall climb over.
the team needs. Her second ability is called the Protection Suzu. Suzu are a small spell, and Kiriko throws them out, and it makes allies invulnerable briefly, and they also cleanse debuffs.
Yeah.
This is
Oh, and it does some healing too.
great to combo with her teleport
Wait, let's see how much healing that did.
debuffs.
So Anna's grenade, it seems like it does
Cleanse
about
debuffs.
60 damage.
This is great
And
to combo with
that did about like 50 healings. Okay, so it does slight healing, which is all right, but that invincibility is going to be really good, and I believe that it showed right here, like the actual time.
cleanse debuffs. This is
Yeah, it's a 15-second cooldown.
great to combo
Which
with her
isn't
teleport
bad, but
ability
still
to
pretty good.
quickly get in there and support a teammate. You can also throw it down on yourself if you're in a sticky situation, and it kind of saves your hair.
So it looks like it lasts for like 2 seconds or even a second and a half.
But it does have a long cooldown, so it requires good judgment and timing.
Sounds like a really good counter to like Sleep Dart.
Yes, and Junker Queen's anti-heal.
私が守る.
Her passive ability is the walk
What Junker Queen's anti-heal is like just Anna's anti-heal, so you don't really have to say that, but we understand.
climb. She can
See, I'm wondering if it will stop like other stuff, probably like Reinhardt Smash. Will it like let you get back up, or like any like stuns? Does it affect stuns in any way, or is it only effective to like debuffs like that?
scale walls like Genji and Hanzo. Because they train together, we just felt it was appropriate.
So finally, Kiriko's ultimate is called the Kitsune Rush. It's a huge buff that gives you a ton of movement speed, attack speed, reload speed, and also cooldown reduction on your abilities.
Look how fast he's firing, and look how quickly his heal ability is coming
all
back.
allies affected.
Like, just look at that. Look at that.
Movement speed, attack speed,
That
reload
looks
speed, and also
so
cooldown reduction
good.
on your abilities on all allies affected. Very
Like, that just looks like it's gonna absolutely like run. Like, you're gonna basically always find Kiriko in like competitive, it feels like. Just because Kiriko just has that ability to make you so much better. And then like if her healing is like stays like really good, or if you have another like good like healer as your teammate, probably like someone like a Mercy, or even like even just having Mora with her would probably be really good, because Mora has really good healing, and could go through allies, and then her healing, which has pretty long range, makes her very effective, especially since they will both have a escape ability. So I think Mora and Kiriko are definitely going to be characters that are going to be really powerful together.
Very, very powerful. It's great for just kind of initiating an attack on an objective. And actually, originally it was just going to be the fox, but found it kind of hard to track where the fox was going. So the Torii gates were more done out of just...
Yep, they just, like right there, Torii gates. That's what they're called. And of course, you see the early like build of it where there's of course no texture or any like thing. This is just the pre-made model just to test it out and be like, hey, blah blah blah. Of course, but that's just game development stuff.
Yeah, give you kind of a target and seeing where the fox...
Just like how people are like with GTA 6, where they're like, it looks ugly. Well, it's pre-development. The game isn't even out yet. Can't complain.
Going, but it just ended up also looking just absolutely beautiful.
It does look really nice. Oh, and you could actually see that it actually morphs with the environment where it goes down the stairs, the little slabs.
Kiriko is voiced by Sally Amaki. Sally did an amazing job bringing a...
Yep, and so we're seeing more of the cinematic trailer that seems like it's going to be released hopefully soon, because the game comes out in like 2 weeks, I believe. And
cool girl energy.
She's starting to cry for some reason. This is probably when she's talking to her mother inside the house, but there's these lights seem like she might be outside. And like near, of course, a light source that's of course right next to her face.
To Kiriko. Her voice is cool and wry, and she has a wicked sense of humor that is dry as a desert. She really sounds like the lone wolf, cool girl that everyone at school respects.
We saw more of it
I'm
there.
really looking forward to looking at the player's response at all of her digs, because she will...
She is eating donuts, and this is this is the same room that she was talking to her mother earlier. I believe it was back here. Yeah, there you go, where we see the paintings and the door right there with the lamp, which shows right back over here. It's over here. There we go.
It's voiced by Sally Amaki. Sally did an amazing job bringing a cool girl energy to Kiriko. Her voice is cool and wry, and she has a wicked sense of humor that is dry as a desert. She really sounds like the lone wolf, cool girl that everyone at school respects. And I'm really looking forward to looking at the player's response at all of her digs, because she will take a dig at anyone.
Wait, how is she... Why... Wait, but... That kind of contradicts, like, she's the cool girl wanting to be left alone, but she's also part of a group of people that... okay, I'm not going to go into the contradiction, but okay.
And especially the Genji and Hanzo conversations. Keep an ear out for those, because there's a lot of inside jokes.
I really want to hear what some of the things that they're going to say. Same thing with, like, Junkrat Queen. I'm wondering what Junkrat Queen is going to say to, like, freaking Junkrat, and then for, like, Roadhog, I think Roadhog, because you can only have one tank on a team now, and Junkrat Queen is technically a tank. Seeing what clearly it's going to be Junkrat Queen and like Roadhog are going to have interactions, but we're trying to watch Kiriko, but they would of course be like when they kill each other.
History and humor there. And that about wraps it up for Kiriko. We can't wait for all of you to get a chance to play her. See you next time.
Can't change the world by following all the rules.
All right, so that was actually pretty good. We got to see quite a bit. They just kind of just showed off like her character design, more stuff with like her backstory, but yeah. So we just learned a bit more. Hopefully we're going to get that cinematic trailer here soon, and I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all next time. Later.